Firebrand's been getting some buffs recently in PvP, such as they added a blast finisher to the 2 skill in the fire tome. They gave Relic of the Flock a heal, so now you can do a lot of healing with your Mantra of Solace, the heal skill mantra. And also they reduced a lot of the tome page costs, so you don't feel like you just can't use anything anymore. So there's a lot of options, and I've been running this with my old Hammer Firebrand build, which you can find the build in the description because it's always going to be more updated on the webpage there. So we're not going to go over that now. But basically it's an aggressive support, and for a while now, maybe like a few years, the Core Guardian has been the main support build because it just has a lot more stability and it's a lot tankier. But Firebrand was always a better option for supporting your allies, though it was really squishy and easy to focus. Now that you have a lot more access to tome pages, the Swift Scholar trait will even give you more value from that, right? Because the more pages you have, the more refunds you get from the Swift Scholar. So it does feel like you have a lot of utility on the Firebrand now because you can use the skills that you want to use in the situations you want to use them. So I'm going to be showing how I play the Hammer Firebrand, which is like an aggressive support in a few PvP matches. And I got to Platinum 1 after 10 placement matches on the EU server. So it can definitely perform if you play it well and rotate. So I just got Moed here. I'm going to kite off and try to survive. I've got my Scrapper here with me, and they get it down while I'm being chased. I use my Elite to survive while I'm running up and down the kite spot there. I put down my Sanctuary, so I don't run the Signet of Revival because it's pretty counterplayable now. A lot of people burst through it or they interrupt you, and in general, the Sanctuary can serve the purpose of surviving as yourself because you can't Signet yourself. So Sanctuary is nice for peeling for yourself, and that kind of makes up for the fact that Firebrand is a little bit easy to focus. So yeah, the Signet, you can take that if you really want. I go for the Sanctuary though, because you can still go for some revive plays, but you can also use it for a lot of other things like decapping nodes. It's just a lot more utility to it in my opinion, and more fun to use as well. So here we're trying to get some kills with our Scrapper here, but we didn't really get it, so we're just going to back off. They use their stealth here. I can blast it, so remember that your Hammer 2 with this build and the Fire Tome 2 skill is a blast, and you get a water field with your 4 skill in the Resolve Tome. So you can get a lot of blasts and heal your allies, even though Firebrands don't necessarily heal a lot. It's mostly through, you know, blocks and protection and cleansing that you get a lot of your support from. You can heal with the blast finishers in your water field, so there's definitely a lot of healing that you can do. And also on top of that, my build will share the resolve passive, and I can give regeneration, so there's a lot of healing over time and burst healing potential, which is really necessary because if you have only burst healing, then you lose the sustain game. But if you only have sustained healing, then you can get bursted before you can get your healing out. So it's kind of nice to have both on a support build. And in this situation, we're doing a 2v3 with our Reaper, and all the CC that I have with my hammer and the axe is just able to keep targets down. And the big CC combo that I'm going to do is a lot of the time is you'll do like the axe 3, then you do shield 5, then you do your F ability 3 skill, the F1-3, which is a ranged kind of like pull, and then you go into the F3 tome and use the 2 skill, which is a taunt. So you can do like 4 CCs in a row, and all of those skills only cost 1 tome page now, so it's really easy to use that. So yeah, this build really focuses on CCing people, and because of that, you can get a lot of kills for your team, and that aggressive playstyle really helps to feel useful in a lot of situations, because when you play this core support Guardian build, a lot of times you just sit there and heal your allies and hope that they do damage, but then the enemies just run away and you don't really secure a kill. With this build, I was getting top kills a lot of the time, so all the fights that I was in, I either died in or we got the kills. It was never really like waiting for my teammates to do something while I was, you know, just surviving. So yeah, here we want to focus the Soul Beast. They're gonna use their block, and our home node is kind of in danger, but if I rotate out of mid, then we might lose that. But yeah, I see that there's a Weaver on the node now, so I have to hold this, which is not ideal. I don't want to be alone because this build really is extremely bad at dueling, and it's easy to focus by any kind of like 1v1 or DPS. So I'm just holding out, hopefully that my team will arrive at mid and help me. But once they do, we have a lot of CC, and the Weaver's going to port up to the ledge and just leave. And really, I should allow my teammates to cap this and let me leave. So yeah, I'm going to leave my Reaper there, and I'm going to go home. But we have some people dying at home, so they're going to come into mid to try to take us out here. I use my Hammer 5 to peel for my NG there. And we're going to try to go for an Immobilize, get the Immob on their Hollowsmith. They remove it. I'm going to Shield 5 into Axe 3, but they stun break. And then they just dodge out. So I basically baited out a lot of their cooldowns there on the Engineer. And that's pretty nice because now my teammates can possibly get the kill. Now their Chronomancer is extremely aggressive here, using their dazes, keeping me down. But I'm able to get into my tomes and heal. I used the last charge of my mantra, and that means I have to get off the node because basically I have nothing left. They're going to focus me. My teammates do arrive in time, so I'm going to get off the node, use my heal combo here with the 4 skill, and I didn't need to use the hammer because I can just stand on the node. We've already won the fight. So now we want to go into home probably because, yeah, we've already won mid and home is not completely secured. Looks like the enemy team actually went for our beast, which is going to keep them in the game. But yeah, I want to rotate out to my team. This match kind of shows how rotation on a Firebrand is really necessary, because if I leave mid right now, then we could possibly lose mid. But if I don't leave, then we could possibly lose home. So I really need to be aware. And if the enemy tries to contest the node, I need to be able to get on it immediately. But yeah, I'm going to get mowed immediately as well. And I get off the node while my team arrives. I'm going to use my support here if I can. Yeah, my ally died while I was mowed, so that's not good. I'm going to use my heal or my res here with the Sanctuary. And since the enemy team doesn't really have a lot of support, we're able to win these fights even though we kind of had a bad start with me being mowed. And our rotation is actually pretty good, though we are zerging a little bit because we lost our home node because no one was defending that. So I'm going to look for maybe to push into far, because I realize that we're constantly getting funneled into our mid node and not being able to rotate. But then the Soul Beast starts attacking me with their burst combo, so I just back off. Maybe I'll bait them into mid. I see my Reapers here, so we can maybe do a fight with them. And yeah, their Chrono is back here. I use my Hammer 5 to lock them in there so they can't burst me anymore. Try to heal my Reaper a little bit as I'm getting focused. But yeah, I want to CC this Soul Beast. I use my Shield 5, Axe 3, and then I'm going to use the Taunt combo here, and then Hammer 2. And yeah, you can see the CC combos really help you to secure those kills. And at this point, yeah, we've got... So someone's playing back node, which is really nice for us. And I'm going to go there because it looks like, yeah, we have a lot of people mid, and I just need to rotate now. So we're going to go into home, try to get a Immobilize here on the Weaver. My Hammer 2 missed to an evade. I use my Axe 3 and Shield 5 to knock them down. And then I use my 3 skill in the Fire Tome as well to try to finish them off. But my teammates had already done enough damage to secure that kill. So now we're going to rotate back into mid. And at this point, it's pretty much a secured win. So you can see how when I go to a fight, the fights end very fast because I provide a lot of CC, and if the enemies don't run away, they just die immediately because my teammates are doing their full damage combos on them while they're disabled. But if I get focused and I die, which you could see in some of these situations, I almost die, then it would flop the other way. So survival is really important, and rotations are very important as usual. But Firebrand is also a little bit difficult to play because you got to know which tome you want to be in at the same time that you're getting focused. So you want to do cleanses and protection usually first, and then you want to do something like a heal later on when you've got less pressure. So do your heal combo later on with the blast finishers and stuff. So cleansing and the F3-5 skill for stability and stuff like that. Obviously the heal mantra, you can use that at any time because it's instant cast. So that's just a nice amount of Aegis, as well as your, obviously, the shout. So yeah, this is going to be the victory here. I just want to see the end game stats real quick here, just to show how much contribution that this build gives. So you can see top kills and top healing and top revives. And I was also standing on nodes the most because I got the top defense stat. So here's another match on the Firebrand build. This one, we've got no really dedicated duelist on our team. We've got that Chronomancer from the enemy team on our team now. So we have damage, we've got damage, and we've got damage. So we basically let 4 DPS and then me as a support. So I'm going to be generally holding the nodes, and hopefully our team can just get kills elsewhere so they don't have to contest against another duelist. Now, our team mostly went into far, so I'm kind of alone at mid. I'm going to wait for my engineer to push in with me, and we can do our Axe 3, but they're a little bit out of range. Give some protection to my NG so they don't get bursted. And we're going to try to go into mid from the side here, but yeah, they've got the node. We actually died at far as well, so we're in a pretty bad spot. The Reaper jumps on me, so I'm going to try to cleanse myself with the 2 skill here and just survive and get to my team. I use the Axe 3, Shield 5, and then I'm going to knock them with the Hammer 4 and then immobilize them. The immobilize missed though. Yeah, so you can see there's a ton of CC on this build, and I'm just trying to lock them down until I can get to my allies. But I arrived late into far, and now their entire team is on me. So yeah, pretty much you want to be with your team. You don't want to be alone because they'll die without you, and you will die without them. So use our Sanctuary here to survive against this Tempest. They're kind of running like a Scepter build, so a little bit of damage, but not enough to pressure me. And I'm going to go back to full health with my heal combo with the Blast Finisher. Now my ally is getting focused here, so I want to peel for them. Come down here and use my Shield 5 to knock them back. And then we're just going to rotate into mid with them. Give them a little bit of healing and Aegis. Use the fire combo here just to pressure them. And now we're into mid. Now this is a situation finally where we want to be in, because now we've got our allies fighting around an objective. But I did have a little bit of pressure on me. My ally goes down. I'm going to try to res them with my just pressing F. I give out some Aegis. I get stunned, so I'm going to give stability and cleanse with my heal tome, and use the combo here with my hammer to get the blast. Get to full health here, and I'm going to put my hammer 5 on the node, which is going to CC their untamed, but they use stability. So now I need to protect my team a lot because there's no CC that I can do. I use some fire abilities though, because I guess damage is one way to peel enemies off of your team. I use the heal combo here, and you can see a lot of healings going out to my allies. Now we go for an immobilize on their Tempest. They use their air overload, so a lot of stuns are going to go out, so stability is a good idea at that moment. My Mesmer went for a MOA on the Tempest, so they're going to probably get that kill, but we'll see. I'm going to try to rotate and prevent their team from coming into this node by immobilizing and CCing this Reaper. Got my Hammer 5 down. Now the Untamed is on me. I use the stability because I get knocked down, and I've got a lot of conditions on me. Untamed in general just does a lot of conditions, but also I believe that might be a Condi Reaper. I use my heal combo to get back to full health, and the buff is coming up soon, so I want to contest that. I see that the Untamed is attacking my teammate at mid, but I have to let them do that because I need to go for the buff. I can't let them get it for free. So they have a condition Virtuoso on me here. I'm going to line of sight here so I don't get interrupted in my manager cast. And they're going to let us get the cap here, it looks like. I'm going to back off, actually, and use the CCs if I can to maybe knock them down the hole. Don't really get it, though. I'm going to use my Hammer 5 to peel for my ally. Cleanse them. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, they're going to be, like, outnumbering here because my teammate went down the hole. And yeah, we're going to be massively outnumbered here for a while, and they might just get the buff for that. So I'm going to have to go down and just give it up because I don't want to die. Dying is just going to be worse than giving the buff because then I'll give the buff anyways. So just going to use my heal combo, heal up, and re-engage with my team at mid. Did they get the buff? It looks like, yeah, they did get the buff. So they're going to get quite a bit of a lead here due to having a 2 cap. And just going to try to get kills with my team. So we're going to use our CC combos. Yeah, I'm just going to stand on the node here, it looks like, because... Oh, the Reaper just left Shroud, so we can do a CC combo on them. They're CCing me as well, but we've got them pretty low. Our allies can finish this off. I give them Aegis, and it looks like the Untamed is focusing me. I'm going to have to go around the line of sight here just to stop getting hit by that longbow from the Ranger. I'm going to knock this Reaper off the node so that I can cap it while also bleeding their body and delaying their respawn. So now our team wants to go to one of the side nodes, but I have to kind of watch mid because we don't really have a duelist or anyone to watch nodes. So I see their Mesmer's coming in, and this is going to be a really dangerous situation because now I'm 1v2, and I just got bursted for half my health. I'm going to cleanse myself or maybe use the heal combo here with the hammer. And my teammates arrive and they get a kill on the Untamed, but I'm really low. I use the shield 4 backwards because it's always going to give me value, but I want to give it to my teammates as well. But it looks like their core guardian just jumped on me. I'm going to try to CC them, cleanse myself because I'm immobilized, and I need to use the hammer combo here, use the 5 skill in my F3 tome to get some Aegis, and I get my mantra heal off. So now I've got a lot of sustain from the Relic of the Flock. This guardian keeps giving me a lot of burn, even though I think it's a power build, and I need to start cleansing that. And I'm going to put my Sanctuary down preemptively because I thought that they were focusing me, but honestly, that was a pretty bad Sanctuary positioning. I see my Revenant is low, but I don't have too much healing for them, so I'm just going to stand on the node and try to decap this. I see that the buff is up, so 830, we want to be contesting that, but also if I can hold some of them here, it's better than if I go there alone, so I just hope that my teammates go there. Now my ally is going for the Reaper. I'm going to try to heal them. We get them down, and we're going to go now to the bottom buff because we should go to the bottom buff. If we don't, then it's probably a mistake. Yeah, so I probably want to just cleave that out so that they don't self-res, and then we can go to the bottom buff. Because, yeah, if they get revived, then they get the node for free. But I do want to get some value off of the bleed here. So, yeah, it looks like they're going to self-res, and that's not great for us because, yeah, the Untamed just respawned here. But if they stay here and 2v1 me now, this could be a better situation because I'd be holding them. But no, they leave the Untamed here. So I made a huge mistake not bleeding that entirely. But since the Untamed was going to head here anyways, it seems like I prevented them from decapping the node. But yeah, in general, I kind of want to be at that bottom buff fight instead of here alone. Though it looks like my team got a kill. The Untamed here is just going to try to keep focusing me, and I dodge their burst. I get stunned though and get bursted again. I just need to CC them to get them off of me. So I'm trying to break this pet off of me, try to remove the blind so I can actually use my CCs. I put down the Sanctuary because I'm getting pressured a lot. Now I need to kind of like use my CCs and cooldowns in a rotation. If I use them all at the same time, then I'm going to basically just die because then I'll just be a sitting duck. But if I use them in a rotation where like he's using his projectiles, so now I use my bubble to remove the projectiles, and then he's in his greatsword, so now I use the hammer 5 to keep them off of me. Just understanding like which skills you want to be countering, and then surviving by, you know, using the right thing to counter it. Now my ally doesn't get the cleave there, and we're gonna go down. So this is a really bad situation, and yeah, the Reaper and the Untamed. It looks like there's 2 of them here. We did end up getting the bottom buff though, so this isn't the worst situation. We can still win if my ally survives here, and we can rotate in and keep them alive and win back the node. But they need to survive, so yeah, they're kiting off, and I need to get back here. So my death was probably due to overstaying on the node. I should have gotten off the node sooner, but I underestimated the amount of damage that a Reaper and an Untamed could do. But obviously they do a lot of damage. Now I'm back in the mid, and I see that their Tempest is here, so we want to focus them, get some CCs on them with the Axe 3 and the Shield 5. And then I'm going to cleanse my ally. My rotations were honestly amazing this game. Looking back on it, it was pretty bad rotations. But someone's got to hold the node. As I said, we don't really have a duelist. So for me to try to fill a hole in my team can be bad for me, but maybe good for my team if the team is going to perform as a result of that. So it seems like it's kind of panning out because we're coming back in this game. We've actually got a lead. We're behind like 100 points. Now we're ahead like 10. So I'm going to try to defend mid, knock the Tempest off the node with the Sanctuary. And I don't need to stand in this, but yeah, there's a Reaper here, or Untamed here. I'm going to try to use the Sanctuary to stay away from them. I get the CC on the pet it looks like I'm targeting. Get immobilized here, and I'm just trying to heal my ally here. Give them the Aegis, stability. Try to projectile block, but they run away from the node, so I mean that's probably better because they didn't know that I was going to give them projectile block. And now this Tempest is trying to just free cast on me with the Warhorn skills. I can just cleanse myself. The Untamed is coming back for me. I need to CC them so that I can survive because I've got no defense here. I get CC locked again, and I need to use my Sanctuary. The resistance is nice, but I get feared as well from the pet. I have to use my elite skill, but I do keep one tick of the node, and I get my Sanctuary off. So now we're holding out pretty well, but there's going to be 3 here now. So I need to survive against 3 while my teammates get the buff. But it's actually a Willbender. I said it was a Core Guardian, but yeah, that was a Willbender on their team. But we're going to be taken out eventually. If I survived instead of stand on the node there, it might have been better. But I think at the point that I was at, I probably couldn't escape because my mobility is kind of low on this build. You could probably take a sword instead of the axe, but I feel like the axe CC potential is just way too valuable. And you can get some survivability from the Sanctuary, as I have said. But we need to go into home because this is our only node that we own, and we're dying there. So as long as I can get on that, we can prevent this throw. I get my Sanctuary down, and I dodge on the node so they don't get the decap, and we're able to get the win. So yeah, this is pretty much how you want to be playing the Firebrand build. If you want more information on the actual build specifics, as usual, check out the build page. So if you like this content, then please subscribe for more, like the video, support me by clicking any of the links in the description, and I will see you all next time.